Greetings, royal family. All right, so we on episode 2, season 9 of these Shahs of Sunset. And I have to say, they didn't disappoint again. So this is 2 episodes in a row where they brought the drama and the foolishness and the shenanigans. And I am definitely here for it, all right? So hopefully you watch the show. If not, I'm here to catch you up, okay? All right, so Nema and Mike, where are we at now, right? Everybody's getting ready to go to Palm Springs because they want to celebrate Mike's birthday, right? And everybody wants to iron out their issues. That's what they really wanted to gather in Palm Springs for, I think. I think they wanted to kind of kick Mike's back in about the issue that with Paulina, with the text messages. And everybody kind of wanted to hash out their issues, but they kind of disguise it as a celebration for Mike's birthday. Yeah, okay. So Mike feels that somebody is conspiring against him. So in the opening scene, Mike and Nema are riding in the car. Mike is eating in that little car, in Nema's car. You know, he spills something on his shirt, and Nema, you know, like a good bestie, has a Tide pan and gives it to Mike for him to clean himself up. So Mike says that somebody is conspiring against him. This entire episode was funny from beginning to end, just like episode 1. Keep up the good work, Shahs. Keep up the good work. So Mike was like, these text messages are not me, because he's still holding on to the story that he was hacked and someone took over his iCloud and started messaging someone who just messaged his phone out of the blue, right? That's his story and he's sticking to it. Mike says, dude, I don't even have a WhatsApp. He's saying this to Nema. Nema tells him, yeah, Mike, you do actually have a WhatsApp and you're in a group chat with all of us. Mike is like, no, I don't. I don't have a group chat. I mean, I don't have a WhatsApp. What the heck is WhatsApp? What's that? What is that? So Nema in his confessional pulls up the group chat with Mike included on WhatsApp. Listen, Nema knows that Mike is full of it, but I guess he doesn't want to upset his boo, you know, because they're in a bromance. Now, wouldn't it be something if Mike was telling the truth and he really was being set up? Wouldn't that be something? I doubt it, but that would be like a huge plot twist. Anyway, we move on to see MJ. She done found somebody on IG and she made this girl her friend and she plans on bringing the girl into the group. We'll get back to her later. We shift gears to Reza and Adam, right? So there's discussion. They're going for a hike or a walk or something like that. And they're discussing the situation that Adam caused last season. And I will continue to say that. If you watched last season, then you'll know. So Reza, he's hoping that things are going to basically be ironed out on this Palm Springs trip. Adam doesn't want to lift the restraining order against MJ's husband, Tommy. And I have a feeling that Reza is going to try to blame this situation on someone else. Every season, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not, but you know, you can disagree respectfully. Every season, Reza has a new target, right? So I'm wondering, who is it going to be this season? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. So for the trip, right? No spouses are allowed. So that basically means that Adam and Tommy can't go. Okay, big whoop. Adam never gets to go anywhere really. Every time Reza goes out of town or there's some sort of party or something like that, Adam has to stay home because Reza wants to cut up. Anywho, everyone is gathering to head off to Palm Springs. London is the name of MJ's new friend, right? So she's going to be going on the trip as well. Now, she met Mike. She says she's met Mike before, but she's met his member, if you know what I mean. I guess she saw some pictures floating around. She didn't hug Mike. Did y'all notice in that scene that she did not give Mike a hug? She knew better because he's like, hey, how you doing? You know, oh, how's it going? London. So, you know, on Twitter, people tweet using the hashtag Shahs or Shahs of Sunset. So they tweet in real time. They do it for a lot of the reality shows that I watch. And we're going to get into some of those tweets at the end. Some of them are funny. And people were saying that, you know, stay away from him, London, and all this good stuff. So London seems to be a good addition to the group so far. That's what people are saying. People are feeling her positive energy. I don't know you, London. Sorry. You seem nice, but looks can be deceiving. I don't know you yet. So we'll just see where she fits into the group. Right now, the Shahs, they travel They travel in two separate groups. I just can't with this, okay? So in car number one, it's a stretch Hummer. In car number one, you have Reza, you have Golnessa, Gigi, and you have Destiny. And in car number two, it's MJ, London, Nema, and Mike. I find it so interesting that Mike is all up MJ's butt when he wanted nothing to do with her. Not that he didn't want nothing to do with her, but he was Team Reza last season, and he was calling MJ out on her behavior and MJ, you're not right, and all this other stuff. And now he's up MJ's butt. And I think the reason why he's kind of closer to MJ this season is because he knows that Reza, Destiny, and Gigi are going to call him out on his BS as it pertains to Paulina. What he has to understand is Paulina is the one going to individuals in the group. She sent the text messages that Mike had between another woman to the entire group. So Paulina is reaching out to the crew and telling them the issues that she has with Mike. Mike needs to understand that. He's been through this before. I don't understand. Anyway, so I already know that the issue is going to hit the fan once they reach the Palm Springs. I just thought that it was so interesting that they traveled in two separate stretch Hummer vehicles. Okay. Anyway, so MJ and her crew, they get there first. Okay. Now after Reza and his car, afterwards Reza and his peoples, they go food shopping after they get there, so they don't go to the house right away. So after they go food shopping, they head to the house. Now Reza, he entered the house like a snob because no one greeted him, you know, like the king that he thinks that he is, because he's the one, he had to let it be known that he's the one that got the B&B, the Airbnb. He picked out the place. He probably paid for it. He had to let that be known, right? He also said that no one greeted him with a drink. They have a whole bunch of groceries in the stretch Hummer, right? And he feels like everybody's just sitting around. So he walks in real snobby. Now, they could have edited it out like they normally do in reality television, but still, it's like, Reza, relax. I think that Reza was being very defensive because he hasn't seen a few of the people in a long time, a couple of the people in a while, Nema especially, because Nema was focused on like, I hope I can iron things out with Reza. I didn't even know that there was a huge issue like that, but apparently there is, right? So Reza just came in on defense mode. Gigi, she's giving Nema the silent treatment when last season they were all over each other and everybody thought that, you know, he was going to be her baby daddy. So I don't know what that's about. I think it's because Gigi is Team Reza and Destiny. Like, that's their little clique. So I don't know. Who knows? It's weird. The dynamic is just weird. So Reza, Nema, and MJ, they're unpacking groceries in the kitchen, and Reza and Nema begin to talk because MJ was like, oh, you know, I think that you guys should iron your issues out. MJ did let him know when they sat down together, when she and Reza sat down together, I want you to iron out your stuff with Nema. So she brings it up while they're unpacking groceries. Reza says that Nema got in the middle of his friendship with MJ because he invited her to the party. Wasn't it Nema's party? Whose party was it? Remind me in the comments. Was it Reza's party and Nema invited MJ? Or was it Nema's party and Nema invited MJ and Reza wasn't happy about that? I almost want to say that it was Nema's party. Remind me in the comments. Anyway, so Reza, his underwear is all in a bunch because he feels that Nema got in between him and MJ's friendship. This is when I said, see, what did I say? I told you, Reza is going to try to find someone to blame this season. Somebody's going to be his target this season. Somebody. Will it be Nema? So far, it's looking that way, in my opinion. Anyway, Reza, he tells Nema that he doesn't need to talk to him because he's a B word. I'm like, what is going on with Reza? Reza is yelling. Then he tells Nema to go get a nose job and calls him a B word again. Walks off. Then he calls Adam. And he's like, oh my God. You know how Reza is. Oh my God, I was so wrong. I feel so bad. I need a drink. So he comes back out and he actually apologizes to Nema. And they piece it up. So it seems like everything is okay. But Reza, you were totally out of order, totally tripping. And Nema didn't back down from you. Now, Nema is not my favorite. However, I do respect the fact that he didn't back down from Reza, because Reza, what are you talking about? How did Nema come in between your friendship with MJ? You have said some derogatory, ridiculous, trash things. Some of those things you might not be able to come back from, or to take back, or undo, if you know what I'm saying. You divulge MJ's personal medical business, not only on the show, but on social media as well. You did it on your Instagram. So what are you talking about? What the hell does Nema have to do with that? Reza needs a target. So everybody is getting dressed and dolled up. They wash off and they change their underwear, and it's dinner time. So they all go around the table sharing their New Year's resolutions, right? And when it's Reza's turn, he says something that provokes Mike. As usual, typical. He always does this, right? They're so childish, but it's so funny because they've been friends for like 30-something odd years. 20 to 30 years, most of them. And they're so accustomed to provoking each other, pushing each other's buttons. Makes for great TV, in my opinion. So for whatever reason, Gigi decides to try to talk to Mike, who walks off after Reza says something to provoke him. Okay. And Gigi's just like, look, man, you got to be honest with your girl. You know, I know that I cannot be in a relationship with just one person. You know, I like the polyamorous lifestyle. You know, kind of telling Mike, like, she feels that that's what Mike would benefit from because he always cheats in his relationships. And he's like, you just got to be upfront with your girls. Mike in his confessional says that taking relationship advice from Gigi is like taking cooking advice from Jeffrey Dahmer. And I thought that was hilarious. Okay. Mike then he goes back to the table because Mike is not trying to hear nothing Gigi is saying. And then Gigi, she gets offended. Like, girl, go sit down. Mike don't want to hear what you're saying. Okay. So Mike then addresses the group aggressively. You know, he tells them, look, to speak up. And if they have something to say about his relationship, to just say it. Now, here's the thing, Mike. They've been trying to tell you about your relationship. This one, the one before that, and the one before that, if I'm not mistaken. You don't want to listen to anybody. So at the same token, Mike wants them to mind their business. Like I said before, Mike has to understand that Paulina is the one telling their business to the group. So she's putting the business out there, right? Anyway, so Destiny, you know, she doesn't bite her tongue when it comes to Mike and his shenanigans, right? So Destiny says this situation is not the first time that, you know, Mike has done this in a relationship. And Destiny is so disgusted at the fact that Mike is playing with Paulina's heart. And she says that, you know, I have so much love for Paulina because they've gotten cool. Why? Because Paulina confides in Destiny, in MJ, and she talks about the relationship. Paulina feels comfortable going to them because they know Mike better than she does. Quite frankly, Paulina, I think that's a bad idea anyway, because yes, Mike's actions are not acceptable to Paulina and to the group. The group they're tired of being in the middle of it. But what you do is you drive a wedge between the friends because it forces them to pick a side. We've been here before. Just with Jessica. Same thing happened with Jessica. Anyway, so Destiny's just telling him, like, look, Mike, this is not the first time. You've done this in many different relationships. So Mike, he loses his patience and he walks off. And Destiny calls Mike shallow. Mike says, shallow? Dude, I shop at Target. How could I be shallow? You're calling me shallow? I'm like, what the hell does shopping at Target have to do with being shallow? So they just like, at this point, Destiny's just like, Mike, whatever, child. And Mike is banging on the table. He's just so angry. Mike, you always getting mad when you're called out about your relationship. And my thing is, don't bring your girls around the group. Simple. And you need to have a conversation with Paulina and tell Paulina, look, whatever happens between you and I should stay between you and I. But then he'll be accused of being controlling, which is what MJ said about him last year when they went away on a trip for Paulina's birthday. And Paulina was so offended. And now, Paulina, you're confiding in MJ. She tried to tell you. Who knows Mike better than MJ as opposed to Paulina? MJ knows him better, obviously, right? Paulina just knows him differently. Mike, you really are a liability because it's too much. You just bring too much drama into the group. However, for reality television, Keep up the great work. Okay? Now, on Twitter, let's see if I can pull this up, y'all. Let's have a little bit of fun. On Twitter, last week's episode, I think I watched it late. I didn't watch it on Sunday. So episode 1 of the new season, I tweeted, Mike, I started receiving these weird text messages. MJ, oh Lord, and laughing emojis. And look who liked my post on Twitter. Shout out to Reza Farrahan, the diva of the group. Okay, I'm not mad at it at all. That's what's up. I like when I see some of the reality TV folks show love to, some of the little blogs and some of the little pages and stuff like that. So every Sunday in real time when Shahs of Sunset comes on, if you guys are not aware, on Twitter, people live tweet. Same thing with Grown Up Hip Hop, Married to Medicine, Real Housewives. You just use the hashtag and then you search the hashtag and you can see some funny posts. So that's what we're going to do now. Now, Nema posted this on the 21st of May. He wrote, just watched the new episode of Shahs. My thought, if me walking into a effing pool party ruined a 30-year friendship, then your friendship ain't ish. Tagging them both so they can know it when I say it. So he tagged Reza and he tagged Mercedes Javid. And this is Nema. Ooh, Nema. Okay, some of these tweets are fun to read. So like I said, all you have to do is search the hashtag. You see the hashtag up there, Shahs. You can select top or latest. You can do this on your phone too. And it'll show you the newest tweets with this hashtag. So let's see. I keep telling y'all, Reza focuses on one cast. Oh my God. Listen, this is in real time. I just said this. I promise you. I just refreshed this 13 minutes ago. I keep telling y'all Reza focuses on one cast member to take down every season. Looks like it'll be Nema this season. Shout out to you, Keon. Let me like this. See, I literally just said, and mind you, I watched the episode yesterday. Today is Monday, May 24th. So I watched it Sunday and I taped my notes and I knew that I was going to record it today on Monday. This is 13 minutes ago. Keon J. Steele said this on Twitter. It's true. It's so obvious, Reza. You need to switch up your role a little bit. All right, let's go on to the next one. I'm getting too hyper. Mike is a cheating whore who is always trying to blame others for trying to break up his relationships. Dude, it's you. Take accountability for your actions. Hashtag Shahs. This is fun. I'm telling you, any of your reality shows, if they have like a hashtag, search it on Twitter and just read the tweets. They're funny. Get your nose done. Beep. Somebody. Shams is too cute. Yes, he is. Did you guys see baby Shams when they were all gathering to get ready to leave, and MJ was outside with the baby and she handed the baby over to Tommy because they were all getting ready to leave? Shams got a head full of hair. He is adorable. He looks like a little businessman. He's so cute. Okay, somebody else tweeted, Mike keeps saying it's no one's business, but Paulina emailed and involved everyone. Exactly. This was an hour ago. You have WhatsApp. We are in a group text and these texts sound just like you. It's a conspiracy. Give me a break, right? So, let's see. Gigi, somebody's adding Gigi. Let me refresh this. So, yeah, this is fun, y'all. I'll be tweeting in real time when I catch Shahs or whatever. Let's see what the top ones are. And then we can wrap this up. Oh, this was funny. I saw this. Mike, I don't have WhatsApp, Nema. Yes, you do. So, see, he held up the group chat that Mike is in with the rest of the group on WhatsApp. Someone else said, Reza and Gigi are way too mean to Nema for no reason. It's very high school. I agree. I don't know what that's all about. All right, last one. Just watched a new episode of Shahs. My thought, if me walking... Oh, I read this already. That's from Mike. Not Mike, Nema. Nema has Reza's number and he can't handle it. Finally, someone not afraid to give it to him straight. It only took 9 seasons. Big facts. So that's it. I'm not gonna read anymore because I'll be sitting here reading all day. So that's it. This concludes this review for Shahs of Sunset season 9 episode 2. Listen, keep it coming because quite frankly I have been entertained since episode 1. So you guys are on a roll. I say keep it coming. We got to see what this new girl London is giving. And also drop down in the comments and remind me, last season, when they had the pool party. Was it last season or the season before that? It was last season. When they had the pool party and MJ showed up. Whose pool party was it? It was It wasn't No, it wasn't Reza's, because Reza ended up leaving, right? He cussed MJ out and then left. So it was Nema's pool party, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. All right, Royal Family, I'm signing off. So I will see you next week for another episode of Shahs of Sunset. Hopefully they will keep up this streak of drama. And toward the end, I think I'm going to make this a regular thing. We'll search the hashtag and look up some of the funny tweets. I'm still going to be tweeting. So we'll see if any of the other Shahs will like my tweets anymore or again. All right, I'm signing off, Royal Family. And as always, until next time, folks, peace.